Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Hello.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hello. It is nice to see you on this wonderful Shabbat day for us to celebrate Shabbat together and to also celebrate Gilly in service for celebrating her becoming a bat mitzvah here at Congregation B'nai Israel. Those of you who are here, hello. Make sure you have a Siddur, a blue one. It says Mishkan Tefillah on the cover of it. It'll be helpful to follow along with the service. And for those of you on our live stream, hello. Also welcome. Are there people in the live stream you think watching you? Are there people you know who aren't here who are watching you? What do you think? No, you don't think anyone's watching? You didn't send it out? We sent it out to like 1,000 people. People are watching. If you happen to be watching our live stream and you want to participate in our service, you can go to cbiboca.org. In the top left corner, it says menu. Hit the menu button. Then hit services. After you hit services, scroll down a little bit, and there'll be a beautiful picture of that guy. Right next to that guy, there'll be a button you can press, and that button says virtual prayer book, and you can pray along with us and sing along with us. The prayer book is in Hebrew and English and transliteration. I feel like much of this crew should be fine in the Hebrew, though. I feel like you're going to be okay. But there's Hebrew, English, and transliteration, and each page has two different page numbers. There are black print page numbers, and there are page numbers that are in brackets. We're going to be using the bracket pages, not the black pages, but the bracket pages. Bracket pages. Bracket. It's fun to say bracket pages. And as Gilly, she said she's breathing, which is good, so we're going to continue with our service. But we can't officially start until you have a talit. So we are going to invite your parents to join us to present you with your talit. They're going to come up here. They're going to read this beautiful talit ceremony, and they're going to speak really clearly into this microphone so everyone can hear them.
All right. On this Shabbat, we rejoice in our coming of age and in tradition as a symbol of your entrance as a responsible member into adult Jewish community. It is our honor to present you with a talit.
Our tradition teaches us to put tzitzit fringes on the corners of our apartments in every generation as a reminder to observe all of God's commandments. Now, as a bat mitzvah, a child of the commandments, you are ready to make moral choices, to grow emotionally and intellectually, and to take responsibility for the mitzvot of your decisions. Be holy unto your God. Bring blessing to our world, and may you bring to the household of Israel the same pride and joy, nachas, that you bring to us.
Now the yellow?
Move, it's me.
It's you? Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahitatef b'tzitzit.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy through the mitzvot and commands us to wrap ourselves in this fringed garment.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו
So we're going to continue now in our Siddur, once again on the bracket pages, and we move forward with Matovu 192. Chatzi Kadesh is where we will continue now, page 224, and again in the brackets.
יתקדע ויתקדע שמי רבה, בהומה דברכי רצה וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולם מהמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקדשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו
Amen. Call to worship, Baruch Hu, page 226, 226. Together we stand. Yotzer Hamorot. How deeply you have loved us, Adonai our God, gracing us with your surpassing compassion on account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life. Be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. We continue with Shema 232, 233.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 234.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha v'b'chol nafshecha v'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'elach asher nehi mitzavha hayom al levavecha v'shinamtam levanecha v'divarta bam v'shefteha v'viteha v'vleteha v'aderech v'shovbeha uvkumeha v'kshartam leot al yedeha v'hayu letotofo b'eineneha v'vtavtam al mezuzot beiteha v'vishareha leman tizkaru v'asitem et komisotai v'tem kadoshim le'elohehem ani Adonai Elohehem asher tzeitem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'ot lahem le'lohim ani Adonai Elohehem.
Adonai Elohechem emet. We continue with our song of redemption, Mi Chamocha 240.
Adonai Gal Yisrael.
242 is where we continue with the Amidah, and together we stand.
Adonai, Sefef Tatita Ufia Gita Hilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avatenu V'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, El Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanara, El Elyon, Gamel Hasadim Tovim, V'Kerneh Hakol, V'Zerher Sev V'Imahot, Amebigula Lifnei B'Nehem, Leman Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Ozer Umashir Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Trat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mehayeh Kol Hatabrav Le'Oshia, Meshiv Haruach Umarit Hagashem, Mehakel Hayim Behetze, Mehayeh HaKol Ve'Rahamim Ramim, Samech Noplim Verofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umikayem, Amnuto Lishene Afar Miha Mohab Bal Giverot Umidlo Melach Melech Memit Umahaya Umatmich Yeshua Mene Amanata Lehayot Hako Baruch Atah Adonai Mehayeh
Kol Kedusha 248.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, הכתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר,
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sebaot, Melech haaretz, kevodo.
אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ.
Baruch kevod Adonai, mimkuma.
Echanu Eloheinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Umasienu Mehu Yashmienu, Berachamam Leinei Kol Chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Yitzion, le'dor v'dor. Hallelujah.
לדור ודור להגיד God לך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We take some time now for our own silent prayers, thoughts and meditations and reflections, beginning here on page 250 through page 260. When you're finished, please be seated.
Amen.
We continue now with Seder Kriyat Torah, the Shabbat, the service referring the Torah for Shabbat. Big page jump in the brackets, 362.
Ein kamocha Elohim Adonai, vein k'ma'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'hador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam moed, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo v'asham.
Please stand.
Rachamim, heitiv ha'mitzvotcha et Zion. Timnech hamot Yerushalayim, ki mechon levad batachnu, melech el Rabben Yisa, Adon olamim.
364.
Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, u'devar Adonai mi'Yerushalayim.
366.
Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'hidushato.
The Torah has been carried in the hands of our ancestors from our great-grandparents to grandparents to parents to children. It's been carried in the hands of our ancestors because it is the core of what we do as Jews. This is the core. This is the Etz Chaim. It is the tree of life that gives us strength, that teaches us and guides us on our way as a community, as a people. It's been carried in the hands of these ancestors in good times and in bad times, whether in our homeland and rejoicing or running in persecution from burning buildings or from other people who tried to persecute us. It didn't matter because this Torah kept us strong as a people, passing it from generation to generation to generation. And so on this Shabbat, Gilly, we pass this Torah to you, the ideals, the ideas, the teachings, all of this Torah to you as you become bat mitzvah from generation to generation to generation. And we continue in the middle of page 366.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, unerom shemo yachdav.
Please be seated. We're about to hear some Torah read from our bat mitzvah. The Torah scroll itself has no marking at all in it for any punctuation or grammar, no commas, no periods. No, nothing at all. It is, in fact, hypothetically, one very long run-on sentence. There are even no markings for it at all for trope, which is what gives it tune, so we can chant Torah. But Gilly has been practicing and studying, and she is going to be chanting as if all of that is there. Isn't that right? She said yep. Yep. Which is good. I feel like the rabbis in the Talmud and the Mishnah, when you communicate with them, they also said yep. When you were like, talk to me about this particular section here that we've been discussing.
They just said it with an accent.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Yep, yep. And like a little bit of a forward, like yep, yep. Yep. Each section, aliyah, right, means to ascend. So we're going to invite people up to read the aliyah section. Yep. The blessing before and after each section of Torah that Gilly is going to be chanting, and there'll be 4 of those. So excited? I'm excited about it. I'm excited about hearing a little Torah.
Yep.
Now you're channeling the rabbis. It's good. Yep. It's nice. It's good. Just going to get this ready here for myself. Thanks. For the honor of the first aliyah, it is a pleasure to call up Andrea. Ta'amod Chana bat Ichel ve'anita lalei Torah.
Oh, nice and big.
Start from here. I messed up last time.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher b'karbanu mikol ha'amin. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayikra el Moshe, Vayidaber Adonai Elav, Me'ohel Moed Lemor. Daber el Bnei Yisrael, Ramata Alehem Adam, Ki Yakri Mikem, Korban Ladonai, Min HaBehema, Min HaBakar, Umi Hatzon, Takrivu et Korbanhem, Im Ola Korbano, Min HaBakar, Sehar Tamim, Yakrivenu, El Peta, Ohamoed, Yakrivato, Lirtano, Lifnei Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam natav b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Can I kiss you or hug you?
Nice job.
Thank you.
For the honor of the second aliyah, Chagit and Alon. Yamdu Chagit bat Shaga v'Sara v'Alon ben Chaim v'Leah lalei Torah. I like these names. It's very authentic. Not messing around with the Jewish Israeli pronunciations here. Definitely got Chagit and Alon. I love it. I love it.
So, you read this from here. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אתה לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
V'samach yado al rosh ha'olah, v'nitzalo lehaper alav, v'shahat epen habakar lifnei Adonai, v'hikrivu b'nei Aharon hakohanim et hadam, v'zarku et hadam al hamizbeach saviv, asher pechta ohel moed. V'hishit et ha'olah, v'intachota, v'intaheha.
So read this. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן. מזל.
I was right about the Hebrew. It was a good guess. And I was right. They speak Hebrew very well. You could tell from the reading. Couldn't you tell? It was really good. Right? I was totally right. Yeah, sweet. For the honor of the third Aliyah, Beth and Sharon, Yamdu Beryl by Yechiel Venita V'Sharon Ben Shaga V'Sara Al Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamparach. Baruch Adonai Hamparach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam אשר בחר בנו בכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
ונתנו בני אהרון הכהן אש על המזבח והוא עצים על האש והוא בני אהרון הכהנים את הנתהם את הראש ואת הפדר על העצים אשר על האש אשר על המזבח בקרבו וכרעיו ירץ במים והקטיר הכהן את הכל המזבח עולה ישרח ניחוח לאדוני.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם שנתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
She had no faith in us.
You can stay if you want for this one. You can stay if you want for this one for her.
I'm going to do Bohemian Rhapsody.
You can.
Okay.
I'll try.
For the honor of the fourth Aliyah, Gilly, our bat mitzvah, ta'amod, Gilly, Vat Sharon, Veberyl, bat mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarach. Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'im min hatzon korbano min haksavim o min hayazim le'olam zehar tamim yakrivenu v'shahatoto al yerech hamizbeach sefona lifnei Adonai v'zarku b'nei Aharon hakonim et amo al hamizbeach saviv v'nitachota nitahav et rosho v'et pidro v'rach hakohen otam al hatzim asher al ha'esh asher al hamizbeach v'hakerv uchra'ayim yiratz b'mayim v'hiktir hakohen et hakol v'hiktir hamizbeach olah hu yishirech nihoach la'adonai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu torat emet v'hei olam nata b'torheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. We are going to raise and dress the Torah now for Hagabah and Galilah. So we are turning to page 370 in our Siddurim. 370, we're going to invite Ofek and Neta, who are going to raise and dress the Torah. Did you guys know you were doing something? Surprise! You guys look surprised. And we're all going to stand, yes. Surprise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה.
Please be seated. It was beautifully done, particularly because you were surprised. We are going to be continuing now with some chanting of Haftarah. Our Bat Mitzvah will be chanting a special Haftarah since today is Shabbat Zachor. So she'll be chanting the special Haftarah that is connected to the holiday of Purim, since Purim is on Wednesday evening. So she'll be chanting that. You can follow along with the blessings if you'd like for Haftarah. They're on page 372 if you want to follow along with her. Yep.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nviim tovim v'rtzah v'divrei v'ne'emorim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai הבהר בצורה ומשה עבדו of Yisrael amo of נביאי האמת והצדק. ויבוא המלך והמן לשתות עם אסתר המלכה. ויאמר המלך לאסתר גם ביום השני במשתה היין מאשר לתת אסתר המלכה ותינתן לך ומה בקשתך על הציעה להות ותעש ותען אסתר המלכה ותאמר אם מצאתי הן בעיניך המלך ועם המלך טוב תינתן לי נפשי ושאלתי ועמי בבקשתי. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzorech kol haolamim, tzedek behol haodorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer v'oseh, hamdaber umkayem, shekol devarav, emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah, v'al ha'avodah, v'al ha'shanim, v'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, Likdusha v'limneha, lehavod iltifaret, al hakol, Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umburim otach yitbarashim ha, b'fi kol hai, tamid le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha'shabbat.
Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, yehelanu. Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, yehelanu. Yehelanu, yehelanu. dangerous up here.
You know, 2 weeks ago, we still had a plexiglass barrier up because of the pandemic. It came down, and I gotta say, this became a lot more exciting when the barrier came down. This is very exciting. You're in a real predicament over there.
Yeah.
I got to walk to the side over here and just feed people to throw more candy at her. But you're getting struck. The last bat mitzvah, I was throwing them at you myself.
I know.
Yeah. We are going to hear some beautiful words of Torah. We're going to hear some beautiful words of Torah from our bat mitzvah regarding the Torah portion and how it is to be a bat mitzvah. She's going to take her time. She's going to enunciate. She's going to pronounce every word with care. Every word is going to be slowly pronounced, so we all understand, right? She's going to speak directly into these two microphones. The font is slightly better. I'm not going to say it's good. I'm going to say it's better, but that's at least it's slightly readable.
It came out as a smiley.
Yeah. And there's a smiley face, not a J. And when she's done, you're going to think it's amazing because it's going to be amazing, but we're at synagogue and not at a show, so we don't applaud. So a big hand for her when she's done. Please share with us some words of Torah.
Sacrifice. It is not an easy thing to do. Imagine yourself having to slaughter a cow. Probably would not want to do that. This 2 week's Torah portion, Vayikra, is about sacrifice. Today, we use prayer, as you all know, to think about sins or wrongdoings or hoping for great things to happen to you. But it wasn't always like this. Let's say you feel guilty about something you did. According to the Torah, you would be instructed to sacrifice an animal. Sometimes that'd be hard, especially if you didn't have a lot of money. Usually, people with less money would sacrifice a pigeon, for example. People with an average amount of money would sacrifice an animal like a goat. And people who are very rich would sacrifice something like a cow. This may seem easy, but the Torah says that you have to sacrifice the best of what you have. If you wanted to sacrifice a goat with an ear that is half off, you couldn't. You had to sacrifice a goat that produced the most milk and that would survive the longest. So no, it was not easy. Although we don't have to sacrifice stuff like that now, we do have to sacrifice many other very important things at least once in our lives. Now you may be wondering why. Why is it that we hear the same summary every year about Vayikra? Well, I think the point that we're trying to get across is that sacrifice is not so simple and is very important to think about. I could not imagine having to sacrifice something huge like a pet beloved. Well, in the Torah portion, we're talking about sacrifice as a form of punishment. There are many different types of sacrifice. In my family, there was a great sacrifice in order to save a child. That child was my grandmother, Anita Hoffer. She was a Holocaust survivor. Her mom and her grandparents had to give her up and send her on a train with an organization called the Kindertransport so that she could live. That was definitely one of the hardest sacrifices someone could ever make. My grandma was brave, and I admire that, but she was not the only brave one. Her grandparents and her mom were truly brave in making the ultimate sacrifice and not even knowing if they would see her again. So all I am saying is that sacrifice is not easy. I would also like to talk to you about my mitzvah project. I decided I wanted to raise money for an animal shelter. I did this because I love animals and would do whatever I can to help them stay healthy and have a home, which is why I started a GoFundMe. And we were able to raise $1,127, which is amazing. So I would like to thank everyone who contributed. This money will go towards the health and happiness of the animals at Tri-County Animal Shelter. I've definitely learned a lot with this experience with becoming a bat mitzvah, and I want to thank everyone who has helped me through it. First, I would like to thank my parents, who would help me with whatever I need to do in preparation for today, and pretty much everything in general, what they both have taught me and every journey they have taken me through. Next, I would like to thank my brother, Eitan, for always giving me someone to fight with or compete with, although we have been getting along well lately, which is great. Next, I would like to thank my cousins from Israel, who flew all the way out here to spend this special day with me. Next, Auntie Ange, my aunt, who makes everything 10 times more fun. I would also like to thank my papa for encouraging me and being a great listener. Also my grandma, who cannot be here with us today, but I will always miss her and our fun times together. And lastly, I would like to thank my Hebrew teacher, Mrs. Davidson, my Hebrew tutor, Neil, and of course, Cantor Muchnick and Rabbi Keller for helping me accomplish everything I've done to make this happen. Shabbat Shalom. Was I too fast?
No, that was great. I'm impressed, with the font.
I'm not that impressed with the font.
Well, I'm impressed with, in comparison to the fact that it was like a, it was like a cloth, what you put in the mezuzah.
It was on an index card.
Yeah, it was this big. I could barely even see it. So this is a major improvement. You could see words on a page now, can't you? And the speed was good. Look, there's still candy flying. Your mom had a really good hit. No, I understand. It was with force. She got up too. She was like, I am going to hit her with this candy. It's happening. It happened. I was impressed.
Seemed like 13 years behind that one.
I know. All right. We'll continue with our service. We are going to conclude our Torah service at the bottom of page 374.
Eitz Chaim hi lama chazikim ba metzorcheha me'ushar tiracheha tacheinu am v'chol netivoteha
We are going to continue with the blessing for our country and the blessing for the state of Israel. This is on page 376 in your Siddur. So, for the blessing for our country, Eitan's going to come up. Did you know that, Eitan? Okay, good. I feel like there's been surprises here. And for the prayer of the state of Israel, we're going to bring Andrea back up. So come on and join us. What's that? Yeah, you should probably open this up so that they have it. So it's on page 358. You're doing this.
Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke, share your bread with the hungry, and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. establish peace in the land and fulfillment of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Now, we're going to invite your parents, because I think they want to talk to you. Tell them how much they like you, care about you, think how great you are, all that stuff. Okay, they're going to come and talk to you. I will leave the rest to them.
Okay. Wait, there's a few pages here.
It's a big phone, not like Gilly.
Why did you staple?
Okay. We would like to start. Is that good? Can you hear me? How's that? Okay. We would like to start by thanking everyone who joined us today, especially those who traveled so far to get here. I wish my mom was here today to see you up here on the bima. That was all she wanted, just to make it to today. We are so grateful that Papa is here with you today, and I know that my mom is watching over you now and always, and she is so proud. Okay. Gilly, first of all, we would like to tell you that Abba and I are so proud of you. You were extremely enthusiastic about choosing your dress, selecting the music for the party, and planning the activities for your friends. But let's just say that preparing for this part of the day has not been your favorite part. So we are very proud that you've accomplished what you set your mind to, and beautifully, we should add. And while we have your sole attention, no Snapchats, texts to read, or games to play on your phone, I imagine you already finished the wordle of the day?
Oh my gosh.
You forgot. We get to share with you that you have been a beautiful gift to us, and that you have a beautiful and special gift that you offer the world. The name Gilly, for those of you that don't know, means my joy. That is why we chose the name. We knew exactly the kind of child we were bringing into this world. You have been nothing but a joy to us. Even when you don't bother to clean your room, even when you don't do your dishes, and leave a slew of things throughout the house, you still manage to bring us so much joy. You are uniquely lovely and elegant on the outside, and on the inside, even more so. What we truly admire about you is that you live your life out loud and in the present moment. Inside the increasingly sophisticated and grown-up young lady standing before us is a kid. You are courageous, adventurous, curious, and boy, do you like to have fun. Youth is not wasted on you, Gilly, and this is your gift. You love and live to play. Never mind that you might have a test the next day. Never mind that it's a Monday and you've already played outside soccer or basketball. If the sun is out, someone can still come over, no problem. You are always open to an adventure. When you fight hard, definitely taking after the Israeli side of the family. When you laugh, the neighbors can hear. You still jump and run and kick the soccer ball. Oh, and your spiral kick is still unrivaled in Boca. You are crazy competitive. You couldn't stand anyone being faster than you in track and PE. And most strikingly, you don't worry, plan, or second guess. Your optimism and cheerfulness is intoxicating, and your countless friends would agree. Yet you are also appropriately wise and thoughtful. You are empathetic, kind, and compassionate. Is there a baby or a dog you couldn't like, couldn't touch or cuddle? Oh, and you could possibly be the best cuddler in our family. It's true, besides Teddy, of course. So in short, Gilly, in your playfulness, you sometimes forget to tie your shoes. You sometimes forget to call your parents. You sometimes forget to do your homework, and as we mentioned, clean your room. But you never forget to have fun. You never forget to love those around you. You never forget to tend to those in need. And this, our sweet girl, is your gift. During the course of your bat mitzvah studies,
You learned about the transition from childhood to adulthood. You studied the importance of being responsible for your actions, for recognizing that as an adult, you will have certain obligations to society, to your community, and to your family and friends. And while you don't exactly understand it yet, the future you are inheriting is a complex one. The challenges your generation will face will sometimes seem impossible, but we have no doubt that you will contribute towards the improvement of the lives of others in many meaningful and impactful ways. So rather than reaffirm the importance of accepting your newfound obligations today, we have a different wish for you. Our wish for you as you enter adulthood on your bat mitzvah is simply this: to remain a kid. Don't lose your gift of being playful and living in the moment. In Abba's and my words, get messy. Don't worry about your hair. Run, play, imagine. Draw it outside the lines. Push the boundaries. Leap, and the net will appear. Don't ever forget to soak in the beauty of a sunny day, the power of love, or the strength of kindness. Live life as if everything is a miracle. Share your fun with others. Remind your family, friends, and teachers that a good, purposeful life doesn't exclude joy and laughter. It embraces them. And remind yourself that happiness can most easily be found in the simplest of things, that humor can make the responsibility of being an adult easier to assume. Keep the gift of your optimism and curiosity alive and well, for to remain curious and hopeful is to never grow old. Most importantly, as you continue to make your wonderful way in the world with youthful exuberance, remember always how much we love you. Know that every waking moment of the day, your proud parents have hearts filled with love and joy and unyielding admiration for the beautiful soul you have already become, for the beautiful joys you bring to the world today and always. Told you should have read it.
On this really fabulous day, the congregation has some gifts for you, so we can celebrate with you. Want some gifts?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So first, bat mitzvah certificate. Here it is. Hope you hold on to it and treasure it. Put it in a really special place. Lots of people who I've known throughout the many years keep it with naming certificate, bat mitzvah certificate, and then eventually, no rush, the ketubah when you get married. So all these certificates are really, really important. That's one. Next, from the congregation, we're giving you this. What's that?
The Torah.
It's the Torah. We figured it's a good gift for you to have on behalf of the congregation, because we like that book. Open it up. There's something on the inside cover. What does it say on the inside? What does it say?
Turn it and turn it, for everything is in it.
Mm-hmm. Who's it presented to?
Gilly, Meirav.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh, great. Good. Keep going.
On the occasion of her bar mitzvah, Vayikra, March 12th, 2022. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a Jewish date. Good. Who is it from?
Congregation B'nai Israel, Boca Livestream, Florida.
That's us. Yay. All right, good. All right, so that's that. From the Brotherhood, and there's a particular guy in the Brotherhood who usually gets all the books for people. His name is Peter. You know what his last name is?
Pan.
No. No. Who's the teacher that you mentored? You mentioned a teacher. Remember you mentioned a teacher in your speech who
Miss Davidson?
Yeah, who's sitting right there?
Oh, her husband.
Her husband. Probably is the one who picked this out. So if you like it, he picked it out. If you don't like it, Cantor Munchnick picked it out. Go ahead, open it. Let's see. What'd you get? I want to see.
Can I just rip it?
You can rip it, yeah. I mean, he spent hours wrapping it, but I mean, you can just disregard it. I mean, it's fine. What is it?
The Chosen Game.
Oh, the Chosen Game. I hear you like sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's this. What's the subtitle? What does it say?
A Jewish basketball history.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So I think that was a good choice by him. Nice. And there's more. And there's this. That's from the Sisterhood. So that was from the Brotherhood. This is from the Sisterhood.
That's pretty wrapping.
Isn't that pretty wrapping? Yeah. If you like the wrapping, I did it. If you don't like the wrapping, it was Cantor Munchnick. I don't know. I'm just going to keep trying this out. When people stop laughing, I'm going to make that bad joke. But people continue to laugh every time. Ooh, what'd you get? What'd you get?
Candle holders.
Yes, candlestick holders. So we hope, God willing, that you will use that for many, many years to come to celebrate Shabbat and many holidays together with you and your family and all the people that you love and care about. So those are the gifts on behalf of the congregation. It's good stuff. It's good, like, long-lasting stuff that you should treasure for a long time. It's better than what I got for when I became bar mitzvah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't do any of that. That was from the Brotherhood, the Sisterhood, and the thing. So, I signed the certificate, but other than that, so did Cantor Munchnick. To his credit, we'll bring him something on that thing. To his credit, he signed it. So your Torah portion, which is called Vaikra. Good. Happy you remembered, since we just talked about it. So the Torah portion is called Vaikra, and Vaikra is the first Torah portion in the third book, right? The third book of the Torah is called Vaikra, and your Torah portion, Vaikra, is the first Torah portion in the third book of the Torah. And it's filled with the system of sacrifice, the sacrificial system, meaning how Israelites should make their sacrifices. The whole book is about that. When you do them, how you do them, who can do them, who can't do them, with a type of sacrifice, big ones, little ones, can you eat them after you sacrifice them, you not eat them, who can eat them, who can. The whole book is filled with the details of the sacrificial system. So someone who doesn't really take a magnifying glass and look deeply into this whole book might dare call this book boring. Because really all it is this systems upon system on how you do something, and when you do something, and a whole long list of, okay, if you sacrifice this kind of animal, if you sacrifice this kind of animal. However, and we learn it right from your Torah portion and all the way through, the word for sacrifice is a korban. That's the Hebrew word for sacrifice. So one could travel through this entire book and really just see the word korban as a sacrifice. Sacrifice this, sacrifice that. Oh, interesting. Okay, fine. There are a bunch of rules in here. I get it. But if you put your magnifying glasses on and your detective glasses, and you look at the word korban, then the root of that word in Hebrew is karov. And karov means close. Because what did God want people to do in their sacrifice? Not just to sacrifice an animal and go through the motion. God wanted people to draw close. God wanted people to connect. God wanted people to feel what they were doing was significant. And that's why the word karov, that same root is in there of being close, closeness. And so as a bat mitzvah now, so your parents have dragged you into the Jewish stuff, but now it's on you. Because as a bat mitzvah, because you were a kid in the eyes of Judaism, but now as a bat mitzvah, you're an adult in the eyes of Judaism. So the dragging is over. Now it's on you to decide, are you going to be just the person who, I'll just do it, to do it? Or are you going to take the deeper look and make the decision that you're going to draw near, that you're going to put your intent into it, that you're going to put yourself and your connection into it? This is the choice that only you can make. We can't make this choice for you. Just like the Israelites, all over the text, they can either choose to just read the text, put the animal on the thing, bring it when they're supposed to, and be done. Or they can look at the word korban differently and see that it really means to draw close to and connect deeply to it. So I know that I speak for Cantor Muchnick, myself, Ms. Davidson, teachers, CBI, really the Jewish world, let's just say. We are voting for you to decide to put your whole self into this. To not just look at the text and say, all right, I want to do it. I mean, your mom even mentioned, right, that there has been a lot of excitement about this moment. The preparation for the Hebrew part has not been like the most important part of all, which is understandable. I'm a rabbi, so I love the Jewish stuff, but I understand. Is there a theme for the bat mitzvah?
Yeah.
What's the theme?
Friends.
Friends, I like that theme. That's very nice. Like the show Friends?
Yeah, the show.
Oh, the show Friends. So the t-shirts look like the Friends or whatever, or the thing looks like the Friends.
Yeah.
Nice. And the music and everything, and do you have look like the characters? Are you going to play a certain character? Do you have a particular favorite character that you like?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Phoebe.
Phoebe, yeah. Well, Phoebe's because Phoebe's brilliant. I mean, she's brilliant. You know, she's actually brilliant. Did you know the woman who plays her is actually a genius? She's brilliant. So she's not just always singing "Smelly Cat." She's like actually brilliant. Yeah. So that's all important and amazing and fabulous because it's part of our world, and we all love Friends. We all like the party. But what we want is for you to also make, as a bat mitzvah, the choice of drawing close. And that means, by the way, hanging out here more, still, even after this. That means hanging out, coming back, hanging out with Miss Davidson. It means coming back and hanging out with us. That means you're in 7th grade, right?
Yeah.
So that means coming back to 8th grade. That means coming back into the high school program, which means, by the way, you get to travel, because we do all kinds of awesome field trips to Washington, D.C. We get to go to Israel. There's an Israel trip. Have you been to Israel?
Yeah.
When you get to go again with us?
Even more exciting.
See, all the more exciting. We're going to talk about friends the whole time. You know, in Hebrew, it's not called friends. You know what it's called?
What?
Friends. You walked into that one. So, I think that you're equipped and prepared to look at the korban in this sense of being close. And I hope. And we're going to be here to remind you and to push you a little to say, we think you can do it. Because I think that when you make that commitment, it's not going to be great for you, it'll be great for us. Meaning, just the Jewish community. We need more Gillys to be hanging out with us. That's what we need. If it's okay with you, now, want to do a little blessing for you. What do you think? Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Give you a little blessing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to invite your parents back up here and your brother to join us, to stand right over here next to you, all around you. Guys can do a little squeeze there if you want. There you go. Nice. Okay. Perfect spot. Good. Really?
That was the goal.
That was nice. What a beautiful moment that we can share. If you didn't hear, Gilly said, "You hit me really hard in the stomach when you threw the candy." And Eitan said, "Good." This is the priestly blessing that we're about to share with you. A blessing, by the way, that we hope will follow you for your entire life. Now, and at all the happy moments, including under the chuppah, which is where it's always said for your wedding. So we hope that this will always follow you in the joyous, happy moments of your life.
Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yaseim lecha. Shalom.
May God's presence be with you all the days of your life and grant you peace. As together we say, Amen.
I'll be there for you. Okay, no.
Everyone can sit except for Gilly. That was fun little thing you threw in there. That was good. That was good. That was good. Ah, such a good show. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I've seen it, but my wife last summer decided to rewatch the whole thing from the beginning. So we watched like the whole thing again. Oh,
We rewatched it like early
Yeah,
in
my
class.
daughter's on like the fourth time around now.
it's so it just gets it's like wine. It gets better over time. It's how do you
Gets
know?
better when you can
How do you
repeat
know
the
what wine gets better over time? Well, you were like, yeah, I know. It's like, well, how do you know? I don't know. I was like, whatever. Yeah, okay, all right. Hey, whatever happens. We're not questioning.
I want to hang out in the Meirav
I know.
house.
I'm hanging out at the Meirav house. This is pretty cool. I don't know. It's wine for everyone. Yay. Oh, okay. We're going to begin to conclude our service. Aleinu and Kaddish. Aleinu, page 586 in those brackets, 586. Together we stand.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We transition now to thoughts of Kaddish Yatom, to Mourner's Kaddish. In the period of Shloshim, the immediate 30-day mourning period, we think of Adele Zeller, Joy Rosenberg, Isabel Kemper, and Don Mark Rubin. And our yortzites that occur for us on this Shabbat: Claude Abrams, Chad Michael Cooper, David Coburn, Wilma Donatov, Lee Hildebrand, Sherman Podolsky, Danny Stein, Leo Stern, Anna Wilkes. To those names, we add any name that you would like to add at this time. Kaddish Yatom 598. Yitzgadal v'kadash shmei rabbah בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי. וחייכון ויומייכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבם מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי קודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דם איראן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, as together we say amen. Please be seated. We conclude this morning with
Lechi Lach on page 645.
645. May God give strength unto our people. Continue to bless us with hope and strength and love and peace. Shabbat shalom and mazal tov.